HP. Thinkers are great, but doers change the world.
True innovation changes the way we live. I'm Matt Miller. We tend to think of innovation as a pure human invention, driven by our ingenuity and technological development. But here in the American Museum of Natural History, the genius of plants and animals takes center stage, serving as inspiration for a growing number of innovators. The technologies inspired by nature are not only catching on in the marketplace, but they're often more environmentally sustainable than their industrial predecessors. From concrete that grows like a coral reef, to carpeting that acts like the forest floor, to digital systems that can see.
Almost all innovation will come from small companies and great innovators working independently. And almost always, the first answer will be, it can't be done, they're crazy.
It's not so much about the interface to the computer, it's the interface to everything.
This reptile right here is an ambassador, a flagship, if you will, of biomimicry.
Our relationship with the digital world is changing at lightning speed. Computers of every shape and size are more and more part of our everyday lives. And yet the physical way we relate to digital information using a mouse and a keyboard is still fairly simple. Some say limiting. One company at the cutting edge of the new field known as human-computer interaction, or HCI, models its technology on how the eye sees. Andrew Chesnock sees a revolution in the way humans use computers happening before our very eyes.
You know, we're reaching this tipping point. We look at what's happening with the iPhone, and you can grab it, shake it, touch it. It really took off because you're in a more natural way you can interact. The Wii, grandma's playing tennis. There's no desktop, there's no laptop. It's just, smart computing environments.
His company, Organic Motion, is building those so-called smart computing environments with a network of cameras that see people in full 3D.
We have a 3D model from top to bottom of your body in real time. We do this 120 times a second. So that gives us a really good understanding of how thick is your leg and how tall are you and how long are your arms.
You want to rock and roll a little bit?
Organic Motion tested their technology at a conference in 2008. They placed the members of the band Smash Mouth in 4 different physical locations and then brought them together virtually to play music.
So the idea was that you step into our system, we generate an avatar that looks just like the person and put that avatar into this virtual garage band setting, and now they're playing music in a collaborative way over the internet.
Beyond virtual concerts, Chesnock sees a myriad of applications, from fixing your golf swing to medical research to military exercises.
How can I get 5 soldiers in different rooms together to rehearse a virtual mission?
In Chesnock's mind, the commercial applications are endless.
Going to the virtual mall, go to the virtual Gap, and you've got a virtual salesperson looking you in the eye and measuring you up. Oh, you're about a size whatever, and picking something out for you.
And he sees the next generation of home computers being more like home theaters. Instead of clicking and typing, people could simply move, speak, and make gestures.
We're seeing a lot of houses already being built with, sort of the media room. It's not just video games that the kids might be playing. That becomes your internet room, your gateway room, your simulation room, kind of your holodeck in your home. That really gives you the next generation of the internet. So it's not so much about the interface to the computer, it's the interface to everything.
Inventor Jay Harmon has spent his life caught between 2 scientific realities.
Because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, we're going to use the least energy if we travel in a straight line. Well, that makes sense, and we've built our world on that basis. Nowhere, anywhere in this universe does nature travel in a straight line. And yet, nature is far, far more efficient than anything we do.
Looking to nature, he's rethinking the physics of water. While it sounds theoretical, he means to solve a very concrete problem.
These huge reservoirs that we have all around our metropolitan areas in America and around the world that we get our drinking water from. Well, that drinking water sitting in a tank becomes stagnant, and we get all sorts of problems going on. We're going to dump chemicals in there, and this huge body of regulations and inspection services to try and keep our water safe. It's a real issue. It takes a moment, and there it comes.
Instead of chemicals, Harmon has a simple solution. His Pax Lily impeller is inspired by the shape of a whirlpool.
This tiny little thing, it's 6 inches high, 4 inches wide. We put this in a 10 million gallon tank and we rotate it with the power of a couple of light bulbs. And it creates a convection pattern that's almost frictionless. And it completely mixes this water body. It reduces the amount of chemicals by 85%.
Harmon's been obsessed with the spiral shape for decades.
When I was a kid, I wagged school as much as I could possibly get away with. And I don't know, do you use that word in America, wag? Well, in Australia, wag means truancy, I guess. And I lived not far from the beach, so I would go to the beach.
He was fascinated by the way seaweed, while fragile, managed to stay intact during heavy storms.
As the water rushed past seaweeds, they change their shape to these spiraling shapes. The same shape that we see in the whirlpool of our bathtub. I spent all my time looking at how water moves, how fish move, and I just saw over and over and over again these patterns. So there was an aha, whoa, everything does this.
But it took him 20 years before he hit on his major breakthrough.
I was able to freeze a whirlpool, like the one in your bathtub. And when I froze that whirlpool, I was able to reverse engineer it. And this is it. And once I had that, I was able to extract the geometries of every whirlpool, every eddy, every tornado, every curl of a hair in our known universe.
The specific geometry is Harmon's trade secret, and one that he's continued to refine through various experiments.
From there, I went into building all sorts of things like fans and wind turbines and hydro turbines, pumps, plumbing, you name it. We've built hundreds and hundreds of prototypes here, and we've got all sorts of commercial products now, all built from the shape of a frozen whirlpool.
As far as Harmon is concerned, nature has spent millions of years testing his design for him.
Since the dawn of time, nature has only used one strategy in terms of moving things around, energy, in terms of fluid flow.
And that natural solution can have a massive impact.
We can change our aerospace industries and our automotive industries. We can halve our energy bill. We can halve our CO2 emissions. Nature's already solved every problem that humans are facing. This is biomimicry at its best.